Good evening, everybody, and welcome along to League of Europe. This is Season 9, Round 4 of the Championship, and we head to Abu Dhabi, where it hosted the season finale of last season, but it's hosting the fourth round of this season, so pretty much not a lot at stake for tonight's race, but still a lot of people want to do well. My name is Jess Ball, and joining me in the commentary box, as per usual, is Evil Dragon, but bear with, he's not feeling too good today, so yeah, if he has to drop out for a bit, then that's probably why. But hello, Liam.
Well, hello there. Yes, this PS5 plus motion blur plus very bright light equals setting my motion sickness off, it turns out. I'm sure this will end well, so if you suddenly hear me die in the background, don't be alarmed, I'm probably dying. But here we are. Abu Dhabi circuit that first hosted a race back in, obviously, 1999? No, 2009. If it was 99, that'd be interesting. 10 years late. 2009, a long time ago now, 14 years-ish. But since then, we've got a lot of people on circuit. I mean, some of these drivers might not have even been born in 2009. I know, I presume Cam, he was born in, he was born last year, I heard. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, some of these people are born in 1984. I mean, Mr. Wells was born in 2013, according to this, or he's born in the year 0013. I mean, MCR's not even been born yet. He's born in the year 2712. Julie's born in the year 13. So, yeah, Conor O'Keefe is born in the year 44. So, I mean, Anna Leddy's born in the year minus 80. I don't know if that means minus, that, BC, I guess he's BC. Ed Leddy's actually Jesus. He's older than Jesus. There we go. But anyway, they've had me raffling on about many things. Carl's on circuit, and well, first one out, and it's nighttime. It's always good. So this is oh my god, everyone's got wiggly arms. Okay, that's an interesting glitch. So the first car on circuit, it's Cam who wants to remove my eyes. That's very bright. Oh god. But yeah, down into the chicane. This is one of those beautiful circuits, Jess. Normally, when my eyes adjust to it eventually. Oh my god, it's bright.
Yes, it's right for Liam, so bear with. But yeah, it's one of those tracks where a lot of people like it. A lot of people don't like it in a way. But certain Charles Leclerc doesn't like the newly updated layout, which is a bit surprising. Because I like it. You can do a little bit more overtaking, and it always seems to have a special place in people's hearts in terms of league racing. It always produces a lot better overtakes and stuff like that. There's quite a few moments, like in 2010, we saw a championship decider went down to the wire. Fernando Alonso, Mark Webber, Sebastian Vettel, and Lewis Hamilton. And Sebastian Vettel was pretty much the underdog. He was 15 points adrift of the championship leader. He still went on to win the title that year and became the youngest ever Formula World champion at that time. Aged 23 years, 134 days. But we're right on board with Cam now, as I need to get my track map up to see where he is. So you're going past turn 3, heading towards turn 4 and 5. You're seeing the updated part of the circuit where you're not having to use the chicane, which I absolutely like because it is nice and flowing through here now. This part of the circuit remains unchanged. You go on this back straight as well with the first DRS zone, and you'll be heading towards turn 6 at around about 50 miles an hour on exit, fourth gear on exit as you head towards turn 7. You're heading to the next detection point of turn 8, and it's very, very flowing around the excuse me, as you head towards turn 9. Now, we've seen people go side by side through here many a times in league racing, in a few Abu Dhabi races I've commentated on recently, and you're heading towards the hotel section, which does look very nice under the lights through turn 11, 12, and then going up to turn 13 where we saw Nicholas Latifi bin it, but I did see someone bin in turn 1, that's why it's why. Our championship leader, believe it or not, he's binned it, so he's not going to say a qualifying lap time. But Cam, first time on the board, 124.395, but then MCR comes and beats out with a 124.0. Could see time into the 123s. We've got Val2 just finishing off his lap, and he spun it onto the grass, and nice drifting techniques. He's doing the mowing the lawn like we saw Valtteri Bottas do a couple of years ago. So Gat, who I cursed last week, I'm very annoyed that I cursed last week, up to the line, 123.8, and then we've got Corler kick up to the line with a 120.2. A few times on the board already. So Gat, though, like last week, looking quick.
Yeah, he's looking pretty good as I just scroll through very slowly all the cars. There was a Mercedes up at turn 1 as well. That was Connor, who decided to spin it into the wall as Cole Kicker goes up into P3. Toronto's currently P4. Right across the line. We've got a few others still to set their lap times as well. One of the two McLarens coming through the last two corners of Matty and Guacapopo. And 8th and 3rd for both of them there. So they do jump up the order ever so slightly. In comes the Haas, in comes the Alpine. We're looking down through to see is anyone else on the lap time right now. There's a few haven't set one there. Damon's out. He is in the pit lane, so we're just looking at Connor O'Keefe right now. He's coming in the pits, I believe. So stomp up on a lap potentially. We've got J-Luke on a set of medium tyres, so we presume he's coming straight in the pit lane as well.
I'm surprised J-Luke's on the mediums, but not surprised in a way because he does that in many leagues that I either race with him or commentate on. So not that surprised at the moment. But yeah, remember last season where it used to be the sprint race as well when there was one shot quality? This is the first season with this new layout that we're actually seeing the short qualifying take place. So J-Luke up to the line. There's a decent lap time on the set of the medium tyres, a 1:24.523. Who's next? We've got Stomper in the middle sector. Julie Show is back this week. Let's hope he has a better showing this week. D Morts as well. Oh, we both felt gutted for D Morts last week, didn't we? Where he did so well. He tried to get those hard, I think, 21 laps before it punctured. But yeah, we still gave him a Driver of the Day nomination. But I think we all felt quite bad about it. But D Morts looks like it's a good lap time. And it is a good lap. 1:23.6, 2/10 quicker than Sergat in P2. We got Julie Show then in the Alfa Romeo heading towards the final few corners of turn 15 and then heading towards turn 16 and 16 corners that make up this Abu Dhabi circuit. Up to the line then, what's it going to be? Only P8 for him, 1:24.325. So that's everyone that set their first lap times. By the way, Liam, we only had one stewards report one incident from last week. It was a 5 licence points was given to Ben Scott with causing a collision with YHYY and Aledi. So that was the only incident that was reported last week. And yes, I do believe, I'm trying to see if Damon had a quali ban. No,
yes, he does.
Yeah, he has a quali ban. That's why he's retired in the pit lane. That explains it. Obviously, why retired on track as Harry goes into the pits then. So yeah, that's everybody done. Now, nice to see D Morse up there in P1 at the moment. He didn't have the best of qualifying last week, but yellow flag sector 2. Oh, it's Jill, who is, I believe, was in the Red Bull last week as well, and he won the race. So, yes, he did very well last week to win the race. I think he was probably quite shocked to win the race, to be fair. A reserve driver, but it's pretty much attended all the races so far.
Yeah, that's what you do, of course, when you're a reserve driver. Is Mr. Wowster on a lap time right now in the Alfa Romeo as you come down in towards turn number 4. Get the car stopped as you chuck it up into 3rd gear, up to 4th, into 5th. And then you can have a little cup of tea down the straight, or coffee, as you wait for the braking zone down in towards turn number 8. Of course, you can use all the curb on the right-hand side and a little bit more if you dare. They are not going to be doing that right now as you chuck it on the brakes down into the chicane, right up over the curb. And then, of course, down into the second of the DRS zones so far as you then chuck it down into the long left-hander. Make sure you don't overshoot or have the rear end step out as well. You rise up over the crest and then, of course, chuck it into the double right-handers before you head into the slightly banked hotel section. Of course, right then left and then left again as you rise and dip over the little crests as you now come into the penultimate 2 corners. This one normally pretty much flat out if Mr. Rouser is going to finish that, which he does, and then chuck it down into the last corner. And across the line, Mr. Rouser goes up to P11.
Yeah, P11 for Mr. Valter so far, but I think he probably admits he's still got a lot of time to find in that Alfa Romeo. We got Caller Kick on the lap. We got everyone that's just started their lap time. So Gat as well is looking to beat D Mort's time and go probably quicker. I think he could go quicker, to be honest, because he's got less fuel on board. Aledi is going into the pit lane, so we can't improve. As Matt Tibble starting his run, Corner O'Keefe starting his one. Everyone is starting their runs here in Abu Dhabi for their second runs on the set of the soft tyres, which was in practice earlier on, by the way. The softs tend to not last very long around here, optimum pace. Ideally, well, it says on the game it lasts 9 laps, but realistically it only lasts 7, so optimally. So we could see maybe a 2-stop here today as all. Corner kicker, yellow flag. He's had a spin on the opposite side that Latifi spun at, and someone else has spun as well. That's a Red Bull. I wonder if those two have made contact with each other. Is that Chill? No, it's not Chill that had a moment. It was Ryan B that had a moment with him as well. So I think these two will be diving into the pits. Yes, they will, unfortunately. And he's invalidating, cutting in the pit lane. Now, I do believe, I'm looking at the stewards update, they will be, I think, monitoring track limits in certain corners. So exit of turn 1, exit of turn 9, exit of turn 13, exit of turn 15, and exit of turn 16. So if they extend those and gain an advantage and the game doesn't catch them for it, technically the stewards, well, the drivers can report it, and if we catch it on stream, we can raise it to the stewards' attention as Gat goes fast. He's with a 123.6. We got a McLaren and Matt Tibos up to the line to do his second run. He's 15th at the moment, could only manage 13th. We got a Mercedes up to the line. That is Conor O'Keefe, 124.1, who goes up into 4th place, just a temp shy of MCR in 3rd. We got an Alfa Romeo of Judy Show up to the line, 124.325. But that was he's just about to start his run. Oh, and he spun as well, so he's probably going to have to go to the pits after that one. We got Guapo up to the line, who's starting his run. Ferrari of, no, it's not Sorrente, it is Harry up to the line, and he's about to start his run as well. So yeah, at least Guapo's in the right car this week. He's in the McLaren. So who's in the Alpine this week? It's just Damon. Damon's in the Alpine this week. It was meant to be Chill in the Alpine this week, but Chill wanted to move cars, so he doesn't get cursed. But there we go. It happens. But 6 minutes left to go on the clock. Few people still to set laps, second runs. Not many people improving, it seems. They seem to be spinning in the first sector. It shows how difficult the track can get. As I think Conor O'Keefe is probably going to go into the pits right now, as I think he's just running out of fuel at the moment. So we'll go on board with his teammate, which is Sergat. Nope, he's going in to the pit lane. Julius Show has invalidated. J-Luke, middle sector, he's 2 seconds down, so he's not going to improve. Harry has had a bit of a spin through turn 9, and yeah, you do not want to do that, sunshine. Chill, he's going through the middle sector as well. We'll see what he does coming into this chicane. Go left and then right. To be honest, if I take the apex like that, I end up spinning, but some people can take as much curve as they want, and it avoids them spinning. But there we go. But these lap times are looking quite close already. Chill and MCR, a few thousandths, I think, separating each other. I thought Corner Kicker and Sorrente set the same lap time there, but it didn't look like they set the... it was about a few hundredths in between each other, but Sorrente up to the line to finish his second lap time. 124.0, P3 for him. We got Stomper, that invalidation, Corner Kicker. He's a 10th up in the first sector, so he hasn't found that much time already. J-Luke then, through the middle sector. I think he's going again, or will he dive into the pits? I don't know. I will have to keep an eye on that one. But everyone's done their second runs. So it's Get on pole at the moment. D-Mort in second, Sorrente in third, MCR fourth, Chill in fifth, Conor O'Keefe in sixth, Guapo in seventh, Corner Kicker eighth, Stomper in ninth, and Judy Show rounding up your top 10 at the moment. So we'll see if anyone else behind them will look to improve. And I'm looking at the gap. Let's see. I don't want best tyre. What are you on about? The top 14 separated by less than a second. The top 2 separated by less than a tenth of a second. And the top 7 separated by less than a hundredth. And someone had just gone and improved. That was Corner Kicker. Weird. I need to check the lap time, actually. 123.8. 8. So there we go. That's great to see sometimes in there. 3 drivers in the 123s at the moment. And let us know in chat who you think is going to be getting pole position. And she'll just said in the chat that it's dry. We're not going to get a situation like we had last season where it was raining in the sprint race, luckily. But there we go. So it is the car before the storm. So everyone's going to go out once again in the pretty much the next 30 seconds to get in their final laps. But we got Connor O'Keefe and Julia Show out nice and early to get a bit of clear air in. So yes, we'll see if anyone can improve their lap times as they go out on the circuit.
Yeah, so, yeah, apologies for that. I was slightly half falling over.
I gathered that. That's why I ended up speaking a bit more.
Yes, I hit my head on the desk. That wasn't very thing to do, but ignore the minor injury I've now got. Cars on circuit. I feel a bit better now, actually, but
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, I probably won't do it in a minute, but I feel very dizzy. But it's fine. Everything's good. We've got a Leddy on a circuit right now. He's beginning it out at the back of the field. He is 19th out of the 2 ahead of them, which aren't even going on him. I don't know what happened to them. I can't actually remember.
Now,
but,
Damon had a quali ban. Why binned it?
Ah, well, yeah. Did they? Okay, well.
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah, you did. Yeah, you
oh,
did.
right,
Oh,
Leddy's binned
Leddy.
it as well. So there we go. See, even when I'm like, I can't remember anything, I'm still cursing people. Now, what you want to do is not pull out on circuit when there's a car coming, and it's fine.
That's an unsafe rejoin from a Leddy.
I did that earlier on with Cam, and ghosting was off, and Cam died.
And you did it to someone else as well.
Yes, I slightly did slightly do that. Ow, my head. Oh.
Yeah, you did it to me as well when I was trying to practice. But there we go. It was a bit of fun at the end of the day. So, 2 minutes left to go. MCR is out for his final run in qualifying. And with the softs pretty much having tyre degradation very high around it due to being hot temperatures here in Abu Dhabi, he's got to make this one count because otherwise he'll be qualifying over for the Haas driver. So here is MCR then going through the DRS detection point. Here he comes then, going into 8th gear. You're going to be chopping it around about over 200 miles an hour, maybe even 210 if you are lucky, depending on the straight line speed that you have. I think it was about 207 that MCR was able to reach there as he heads under the bridge. And many people will be using DRS tactics around here to try and get advantage over their opponents, try and do the overtake. Now, I commentated on an Abu Dhabi race recently, and we see one person tactically let their someone through, who was behind them through, and then on the final lap, when they tried to get past, someone has gone off.
Julie almost died. That was close.
That was very close in a D. I think there's a lot of traffic in that final sector I can see in the mini-map. As it's like, come on, have a bit of a gentleman's agreement, move out the way.
Ferrari's in the wall at the last corner. Who's that? Is that Wowster off at the last corner?
No,
That's Hannering.
That's
his teammate, Saronte, off the last corner, so he's made a mistake through there. So that's the end of his lap time for the time being. Cam down at 11th is a shame. Your Wasabi championship leader, that was championship leader by a big point, and then he realised that he wasn't, because someone did a mathematical mistake. Sir Hannah Ring, who bottled the point scoring. As Gat goes even closer.
No, it was Gary.
Gary? I don't know who's who. So Gat's gone up to P1 for the time being. Mort's on a lap time as well. A few others further down coming up to the line. We've got a Aston and also Chill, who goes up to P2 then, just 2 tenths off of pole position as he gets himself really close up to the side pod of that Aston Martin. As up the line, we've got one of the Alpha Taris, who goes up in 2, I believe.
It was J. Luke.
J. Luke up to 4th. The Haas crossing the line as well of MC Aledi.
MC Aledi.
Right now doesn't improve. We've got the Mercedes of Connor O'Keefe, doesn't improve. Alfa Romeo of Julie.
Invalidated.
Invalidated. Toronte's not on a lap time. Hannah Ring coming through the last couple of corners right now. As long as he doesn't drop it into the last corner, it will be nice and dandy, gently on the power up to line. This should be good enough for around about 10th position. Indeed, it is one of that's Cam up to the line, stays down in 13th position then. Even worse, 14th position as one of the Alfa Romeos of Mr. Walsh goes up to 10th. 2 McLarens across the line right now. Stays as put, and that is
Stomper's invalidated.
Done.
Stomper's invalidated. So for the second time this seat, in a row, so Gat is on pole position for the third time this season, but only one time he converted pole to a win, and that was round number 1 in Silverstone. He didn't do very well in Japan last week. He binned it, we cursed him, and he didn't like it. And he even said in the chat to me in Discord, do not curse me this week. Now, if you're wondering what that noise is my cat trying to get attention. I hope she stops. Shoo.
Don't shoot the cat! No! Cat on stream. Bring cat on stream. We need cat on stream. This is what we need. Tiddles needs to come back.
Yeah, I have fed her recently, so I don't know why she's wanting my attention. But anyway, we've got Sir Gat on pole position, D-Mort in second, Chill in third, J-Luke fourth, Guapo fifth, Connor O'Keefe sixth, Caller Kicker seventh, Toronto eighth, MCR ninth, Valter 10th, Harry 11th, Stomper 12th, Judy Show 13th, Cam 14th, Ryan B 15th, Matt Tibos 16th, Lenny 17th, and then we got obviously Damon with a quali ban and YHY who binned it. So yeah, there we go. That is your qualifying. And we got, I'm trying to remember how many laps we got of this. We got 29 laps of this Abu Dhabi circuit in the Yas Marina. And as hosted, I'm trying to remember how many races hosted around here.
2009.
Oh yeah, 2009. So yeah, a lot of races. But yeah, it's one of my favourite modern circuits to this day because it's just beautiful and lovely.
14.
Yeah, 14. Thank you for doing the math. But we don't want to remember what happened in 2021. No, we don't. But
yes, we do. So
let's go through the standings quickly because I forgot to do so. Because we did get started quite quickly as I was waiting for Mr. Evil Dragon. So, as Leah was alluding to earlier, I've got to be quick because the formation lap's going to start in any second. YHY is leading with 47 points, 1 point over Cam in second. Jill in third on 42, MCR in fourth on 41. So Gat fifth on 31. Still scored some points last week, which is great to see. Ryan B in 6th on 27. Guapo in 7th on 26. D Morse in 8th on 24. J Luke 9th on 18. 10th is Lars on 18. 11th Matt Tibos on 14. 12th Harry on 12. George with 10 points. George's not here tonight, I believe. And then in 14th on 7. We've got Judy Shet on 5 points. Melty's not here either. He's on 4 points in 16th place. Corley Kicker in 17th on 4. Swante on 3. Falto on 2. Connor O'Keefe with 1 point. And then we got Damon, Ryan Belshaw, Harry F. and Ben Scott yet to score with Ryan Belshaw, Harry F. and Ben Scott not here tonight. As neither of them can't make it. So chance for Damon to score some points to get ahead of his main rivals, of course. Now strategy then. Now, we've got a mixture of strategies here today. I thought more people will start on hards, but since we don't have a sprint race, they have more mediums to their name for the 50% race. So Gat, do you want to go for it, or shall I go for it, Lynn, the tyres?
You can do the tyres this time. You can do what I do.
I'm not going to say it your way, because I know you will end up laughing at me. So, we got Sir Gat on the mediums. We got Mort's, Chill, and J Luke on the hards. We got Guapo on the mediums. Connor O'Keefe on the hards. Caller Kicker on the mediums, as well as Saronte, MCR, Valter, and Harry. We got Stomper and Julie Show on the hards. Cam on the mediums. Ryan B on the hards. Matt Tibos on the mediums. Haledi on the hards. Damon on the mediums. YHYY on the hards. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 drivers on the hards. And if my math is correct, 10 on the mediums?
Yes, that is what 9 plus 10 equals with the 19.
Exactly. Yeah, because I thought there was 20. But
hello. Sir Gat's dropped it on the formation map.
And a Haas has dropped it as well. A lot of people seem to be dropping it, Liam.
Yeah, it's easy to do. I mean, cold tyres, of course. At least it's sunny now. I can see again. Temporarily, so that's good as everyone comes through the last corner, and luckily the Ghost Ticker on, but Sir Gat will line himself up in pole position. Of course, the outside line as well. D-Morts will have the inside line as well. The inside line normally around here do get the better start, as there's a McLaren. Not how you do that one, is that Matt Tibos getting himself into position, but in just a few seconds time, the last 2 and a bit cars get onto the grid after a little bit of a delay, and then look to the start light and the start gantry, because 5 red lights are going to come on. Look, but never stare then here in Abu Dhabi, because we are racing, and it's a good start from Sir Gaddy. Mordslow, as predictably, gets a better start then off the start line, but down in towards turn number 1, it is, of course, the Mercedes leading. In the background there, we've got a car off there. There's a pile up at the back. Matt Tibos off, we've got an Alfa Romeo off, we've got a bit of a cluster going on there with the other Alfa Romeo and the Alpine there. Hannering having a bad start, I think he's got damage at the start of this race. They're all just trying to squabble themselves out the back of the field as MCR and Sorrente go at it in the middle of the field. Up front, Sergat's got a 1 second lead already as they funnel themselves down the straight for the first time. 2 or 3 abreast, and they weave one way to the other there. As kick up, trying to warm those tyres up 3 abreast in the background. McLaren, Haas, there comes a Williams up the inside. He's going to clobber the pair of them there. Indeed he does. The Haas has got spun around. The Williams involved in that one and gets even more sitting around in the background. And that was Julie Show as they all scramble across the island then to see if they can make it. Somehow, they've all remainingly kept their front wings on, it looks like, as they come down in towards the braking zone of turn number 8. Again, almost 3 wide there in the background as Hannering, Damon and YHYY go battle at it as well. But an absolute messy start further down their fields. They has again of Valetti has a massive tank stabber. But somehow, Jess, I think, looking at everyone, everyone's kept somewhat of their wings so far.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised at. You spoke too soon. It's Sorrente that's had a moment in turn 14.
He's still got his nose.
He's still got his nose though. He's still going, and he's not pitting, which is great to see. But we've got someone in the pit lane, which is YHY. So not that surprised that he's gone into the pits, to be honest, on the hard tyre. So not what he wants to do with being on the hard tyres. So he's pretty much automatically on the 2 stop. But if there's a safety car. Oh, so his tyres must have...
Oh, car off. Alpine off. That's Damon off the road. So the Alpine has dropped it. Again, no damage for him, it looks like. So another car dropping it. They're just finding that corner really difficult to do. And it's turn 3. Now you get on the curb a little bit on the inside. It's going to push the car to the outside. Then, well, bang, buck, and off you go. As you go into, well, either the grass or you head into a wall at many high speeds. And then you hurt quite a lot, especially if you're on a wheel. Don't do it in direct drive though, apparently. I've heard that one because it will probably break your wrists off if you hold on to it, as you can probably imagine. They're quite powerful. But anyway, further down the field, we've got that Sorrente on Julie Show. To the outside, to the inside goes the Alfa Romeo. To the outside, tries the Ferrari, gets a bit of contact around the outside. Is Braving still trying to go around the outside there, as he's still there, slightly off the road, but he keeps the line, keeps the foot plowed to the floor. And he does now get up into 12th position, just about there, ahead of Julie Show, as these drivers push on a little bit more aggressive now. And it's a very aggressive start, yeah, so far to this race. A lot of contact.
Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it? And it does remind me of the action that we saw last season as well for the season finale in D3. Someone has had a moment, that's McLaren. That is Matt Tibos that's gone onto the grass, heading into the pit lane. So that's not what he wants to do. But he is back going again. No new nose needed, but he's down in 18th position, which is a bit of a shame. So we'll see some more battles coming up as well. We got, I think, a Aston Martin battling with J-Luke. DRS is now enabled for the drivers, so you can use them if you're within a 1 second window and you're in the DRS detection point. As Cam tried to go down the inside of Guapo, heading into turn 8. I was trying to remember. It was turn 6. It was turn 6, and it's a little bit of a right left to turn 7, then heading towards the middle of turn 8, which is right now. So yes, Cam up to 7th position. It's quite, and I know this is definitely turn 9. Oh, it's J-Luke has spun. J-Luke has spun turn 9. Turn 9 can catch a lot of road out. I'm a bit worried it will happen in my race later on today. So, it's catching a lot of drivers out.
Yeah, they're really struggling. Everyone's just saying their cars a little bit. I mean, these corners, a lot of them are cambered a little bit. A lot of them bumps as well. There's another car off. Damon, again, off the road. dropping it on that bump as well. I was speaking to Cam earlier on. He did say there was a red bump down there into the, well, where Rosberg went flying back in 2012. It's very easy to get airborne there as Damon tries to get the power on. Of course, those tyres a little bit overcut, so he needs to be very careful through this last corner, otherwise he's going to go spinning off as he comes diving in to the pit lane to get presumably a new set of tyres on, maybe to retire the car potentially as well. Depends if he's whacked the car. In comes Matt Tibos as well, as Damon is out of this race in the pit lane. So the sole Alpine, as per usual with me, is gone. So rest in peace, Alpine driver number one. Yep, Cam and Connor as up the inside. Cam, he's on the move then, now up into where he was 13th at the start, now up into 5th position, but a good exit as well from Connor. He might be able to come back through then with the help of DRS. That will be wide open. We'll go to the inside line. Cam's not going to fight that one too heavily. He's now head, of course, down into turn 8, 9-ish as you come up through the crest as well, following suit as well. Yellow flags down at the exit, well, the exit of the pit lane down at turn number 1 as Damon retires and parks the car out of the session. No safety car so far in this race, and that's pretty fortunate. I do remember commentating a league just over a week ago, another league.
On Monday, believe it or not.
Yes, there was 5 of them. There was 5 of the bugger safety cars. It was a nightmare. We just wanted to have some fun and enjoy a race, but no, the safety car guys was like, no, we're not.
I think we had 1 or 2 in our team. I think it was only 1. So
one was because one of them decided to stack it in a wall very, very deliberately. It looked like.
Yeah, he got penalised for that quite heavily.
Yeah, I thought it was deliberate. Watching it back on live with Nick Cocum and the other thing, but yeah, that was don't deliberately take yourself out to help your teammate or your team. You won't work.
Well, it was the esports team. It was the esports team that happened. Anyway, controversy aside, I think Cam's going to try and go for. Cam's going to try and go for a similar move, but I think he realises it may not work as Conor O'Keefe could get him back on the next lap, well, next corner. So Cam is going to use his DRS hopefully to perfection, as he hasn't got that much ERS as well, as Conor O'Keefe has got loads. So Conor O'Keefe, advantage I think has got to go to him, unless Cam has a straight line speed going in towards turn 9, which he does not. So the ERS definitely helping Conor through this next future, the 9 and 10, as Guapo as well is running low on ERS as well at the back. So I think a lot of drivers, Liam, will probably underfuel the car because they are hoping for safety cars. Now, I think we had in our division last season when we were raced, we had about 2 in our main race. I think I can't remember. I know we had at least 1, but I'm trying to remember if we had 1 or 2. We might have had 2 actually, but. Yeah, if there is no safety car, I'll be very, very surprised. There's a few people that got the red warning light already, and that's a bit worrying. So, lap 6 then, so Gat still pulling up a lead at 2.3 seconds over D Morts in second. Chill still hanging in there in P3. Cooler Kicker, though, is chasing him down in P4 on a set of the medium tyres. Now, I was practicing earlier on, and the mediums, well, it said they last 15 laps, but it tends to go off around about, well, it loses its optimum pace, really, around about lap 9-10. So, yeah, you've really got to pretty much get your moves done earlier on in the race, because otherwise you're going to be in a spot of bother. So that is what Cooler Kicker is going to do at the moment. Aston Martin doing very well at the front of the field at the moment. So Cooler Kicker then, he's going to try and go down the left-hand side into turn 9, but Chill closes the door very nicely indeed and stays ahead of Cooler Kicker. Yellow flag in the background, that is Stomper and Aledi, who's both had a bit of a moment. Well, Stomper had more of a moment than anything, so there we go. So Stomper is down into 16th place, but we'll see. Cooler Kicking looking good on those means, but he's got to get the move done ASAP. Judy Show gets past Saronte, past that bump into P12. To be honest, I agree that bump's there because it is not as heavy in the McLaren than it is in the Ferrari. When I drive in the Ferrari last season, I felt that bump quite heavily. So it might be to a certain handling of the car, I think. Or it might be down to my setup. I don't know. But yes. So a few people having moments. Cooler Kicker then. His attempt to try and get past Chill. We'll see if he can do it this time.
Yep, so he's going to have to try it down, of course, into the braking zone. The only saving grace right now is that Chill hasn't got the DRS on Mort, so should now be a bit of an easier move then, and nothing he can do. Not even going to defend down the straight because the job is done before we even get there. Further down the field, again, Cam too far back to be making any moves on Connor as well, but down, of course, out of the chicane as the other of Aston Martin goes a little bit slower right there, slowed up a little bit to help his teammate get a bit of DRS and then come back through into this race as we've got a McLaren of Matt Tibbott down out of Latifi corner. And he's dropped the car around, but no damage, it looks like, on that McLaren again. But again, another driver that's really struggling this afternoon to get any terms of grip on the car. But, yeah, it's going relatively well. Lap 7 of this race. And, I mean, we've had a few incidents, a few cars spinning around, but no major incidents yet so far, which is somehow lucky, to be fair, because we had a lot of cars off the road. But somehow they've all just about avoided each other. But that is good, but I would say that there's a car off the road immediately. But,
yeah, Julie Show's gone off. He's listened to your curse and said, you know what, I'll end up going for a spin there.
Oh, and then gets clobbered nearly by Letty. And, well, I mean, I said they've all avoided each other and not had any incidents. And then 2 almost comes on the space of a few seconds. But, meanwhile, still further up the front, we've got Chill trying to chase down Kicker, but still can't quite enough do it. But he's closing up a little bit by a little bit right now, and that gap is remaining around about 9/10 of a second. And again, Kicker with the DRS of his teammate Mort, but up front, Sir Gan is buggered off up front in the Mercedes-powered Mercedes. As the 2 Aston-powered Mercedes follow, and then, of course, the Red Bull Honda Ford follows quickly suited behind. It's still further down the field. We've got the Williams of Cap. Still can't quite a move on Connor, who's still sitting in that 5th position. It's getting closer and closer, but the ERS advantage that Connor's got means that he can just afford to save it, whilst Cam has to be conservative.
Yep, he does at the moment, but you can gain a bit of ERS as you head into the pit lane as Ryan B gets past MCR up into P8. A calculated move from him at the exit of turn 8 in towards turn 9 as he tries and capitalises on his advantage being on more durable tyres as the medium tyres start to wear off a little bit. Aledi gets past Julie Show up to 14th position. The Ferrari-powered car's having a little bit of a war at the moment as Guapo gets past Cam up to 6th. We've got another yellow flag, and that is J-Luke once again, who's had a bit of a spin in Latifi corner. So...
Yeah, it's J-Luke. My bad.
Yeah, it was J-Luke. We had a spin in Latifi corner. And YHYY is heading towards turn 8.
Yes, he's not having much fun with the 2 AlphaTauris so far. Any team beginning with A hasn't had much luck for me so far. The Aston Martins, however, they are doing pretty well. 2nd and 3rd still, so whilst the rest of the A's are stuck at the back, the other 2 A's are up the front and being followed still by that Red Bull, who still can't quite get close enough. Tell you what, Cam's been overtaken a little bit recently by Grappo, but here comes Cam, back with the DRS. Up the inside he comes then, late braking for Cam as he gets the car stopped. Yes, he does. He got a bit too deep, however. This will affect him through here because what Grappo will do, we'll get a good exit here. As long as Cam has the DRS, he will be okay, but he doesn't. So if Grappo gets a good exit down here, might have a look back round the outside or inside as he closes up. Is he going to have a little look? Cam's forced to go defensive up the inside line. Round the outside goes Grappo. Has he got the car stopped just about? Cam there, flooring on the exits. They go side by side through here. They almost touch. They head into the double right-hander. Cam will back out of this move eventually, realising that it was never going to work through there as Julian and Letty, meanwhile, further down the field, do exactly the same as they go side by side through turn number 8 as they both manage to avoid each other again through there. But battling around this circuit, always pretty good to see, but a lot of drivers pushing their limits as we head to lap 10 of 29 now this afternoon's motor race with, 19 just a bit laps to go.
Yes, 19 laps to go. Not that long before the medium tyres will be pretty much at the window to go onto the hard compounder tyres if people want to do a one-stop race. I think I'm almost certain it's going to be a one-stop race for the medium runners at least. And yes, so we're around about lap 11-12 where the drivers will be expected to go into the pits. And I can't remember myself if the undercut or the overcut works well around this circuit, as we got one of the Red Bulls chasing down Cam for P7. So yes, the medium tyres are starting to give up the ghost, unfortunately. So yeah, you can tell the hard runners are really gaining on the medium runners right now. So we'll see Ryan B as a DRS. He also has the ERS as well, but he's choosing not to use it. You can see the Cam is harvesting in the background as well. You can see Guapo pulling away from Cam ever so slightly, but Cam just about holding on, using a bit of ERS to stay ahead at this moment in time. We've got Valter on the back of the 2 Ferrari-powered cars. I wonder if that's going to end well. Hopefully it ends well, luckily, before the medium runners go into the pit lane. We'll see how much D-Morts actually can close in on Gat, knowing that the medium tyres are going to give up the go soon. The Gat's now 2.5 seconds. And I did see someone going into the pits. That's Cam, who's going into the pit lane. So he's the first driver to decide, you know what, going on to the hards right now will be the best option. Would any of the one near the back do the same? We'll see if Valter, no, he's not. He's staying out then. So
Valter just spun, by the way, Jess, I think, because he's dropped really suddenly quite far down the field. He was actually not far off of Cam. And now he is really close to a lady. So I think he's dropped it. Looking at his last lap time, he definitely's dropped it. So medium tyres certainly starting to struggle for him, as behind them Lady and Julie Show continue their little squabble around her, who is going to be 13th, 14th and 15th position, as Stomper trying to get up on the rear end as well. Let's see, as Julie Show got a good exit out of here down the straight with the help of DRS. We'll go to the inside line, and let's see, as he got the straight line speed, just about pulls up alongside him as they head into the braking zone. Up the inside he goes and gets the job done. However, with a good exit, again, like we said earlier on, as long as that doesn't happen, that's not a good exit, as a lady and Stomper end up coming together. But what I was about to say, normally if you're going to get exit here, you come straight back through. However, getting rather heat up the rear obstacle course by Stomper hasn't really helped him very much there.
Nope, he hasn't come. Someone's got a penalty, our first penalty of this session.
Yellows at Stomper off the road. Let's say the Aston Martins there. I thought for a second we're going to switch positions, and one of them was coming in the pit lane as Kicker and Mort start to close up on each other. As in comes MCR, in comes Hannah Ring, and I'm wondering, are these two Aston Martins holding each other up a little bit right now, as Mort and Kicker alongside each other nearly as they come down at the DRS straight, and these two don't think they've got any team orders between them here. Is he going to see them battle down the straight? He goes to the inside line, forces his teammate to go the long way around the outside. Should get ahead of him as well. Indeed, I think he lifted off ever so slightly. Mort's Stomper's retired in the pit lane, so our second retirement of this afternoon. As here comes Mort with the help of DRS. Is he going to come straight back on the car then? Of Kicker down the straight with DRS. That was going to think better of making a manoeuvre at this stage of the race. But the two Aston Martins squabbling ever so slightly between each other, Jess.
Yeah, but it looks like it, and all this is doing is helping Chill massively.
Tibos off the road as well, as he's not having much fun. He's going to get lapped here.
He is going to get lapped, and it's a bit of a shame because Matt Tibos had a great race in China, only scored 2 points in Japan. I believe it was 10th place as well. Don't forget the top 12 score points in League of Europe. And Chill is probably liking all of this because Corner Kicker's in 2nd place. Corner Kicker's tyres are probably giving up the ghost, and Sergat is probably taking advantage of this a lot. He's thinking, you know what, I don't want to get involved in this squabble. I don't want to lose a bit of grip. So he's going into the pits onto a set of the hard compounded tyres that should very comfortably get to the end of this Grand Prix. So I wonder if Corner Kicker will follow suit. So watch on board with Chill, because he has the best seat in the house to try and take advantage of this. So he's in DRS range of both of them at the moment. And these two can't squabble because Chill can get past both of them as well. If I was Corner Kicker, I would go to the pits now, get a set the hard tyres on, and let D Morts do his thing, because all this is doing is allowing the net race leader effectively to gain a lot of time, and that is Sergat, who's coming out in the net race lead at the moment, as D Morts gets ahead of Corner Kicker back into the on-track lead, but not the net race lead at the moment, as Chill almost got past Corner Kicker to turn 9 but couldn't make head or tail of it. Cam on fresh hards, he gets past Lenny quite comfortably up to 9th place. As, you know...
Oh, well, Lenny's dropped the car as well on the exit. I don't know, what on earth was that there for a Lenny? Just the rear end suddenly decided it didn't want to be on the car anymore. That is the weirdest spin I have seen in a long time. He was on the power. It was very comfortable on the power. Then all of a sudden the car went,
Oh,
and we've got an
Kicker's
Aston
fun.
Martin off of Kicker as well at the last corner, in the wall as well. He's damaged the rear end of the car on my screen. Certain damage. He dives into the pit lane. Well, that has changed his race potentially as he's struggling to get the car turned. He does get in. How's that done? A lot of damage to the car, but sudden mistakes going on. As in he comes, the Aston Martin. Is he limping? How much damage has he got? Well, he certainly is not going to have a new nose. On for a set of the hard compound tyres, but that is going to drop him behind Cam. Or drop him behind the Ferrari as well of Hannering. So he's going to come out well down the order in traffic as well, in terms of those that have stopped as well. So he's really down the order from that mistake. So he's going to come out. It'll be behind Toronto, I think, as well, as he comes out the exit the pit lane. Indeed, Toronto will be ahead of him, so that has cost him a huge amount of time.
Yeah, and that is a shame for Caller Kicker then. It was just the danger of being on those medium tyres for longer than expected, because he was losing a bit of grip, and we do know that the ultimate pace is lost quite quickly, and he probably didn't realise that, and it just goes to show who has put in some practice in race trim on how long they can last their tyres. And if they have put their practice in, they'll know when to come in the pit lane. They'll know that when their tyres have given up the ghost before it's too late. And he didn't realise when he had a bit of a spin. So yeah, this has benefited the two Ferraris that seem to be having a decent race so far, but we've still got the hard runners who have stayed out for pretty much at the start of this race, the top four at least, to come in and do their stops. And it's going to be roughly about lap 17-16, so not much of a difference between tyres. So Gat says the fastest lap of the race so far with a 126.907, so looking like a force to be reckoned with in this race so far. And if you're liking the action here today, make sure you leave a like on this video, hit subscribe and hit that notification bell if you are new. Follow League of Europe on Twitter and join our Discord as well. And also you could follow us on Twitter as well. I'm at JessGave95 and Evil Dragon is at Liam New Media, so follow us on there. That would be amazing, as Cam, by the way, is looking like he's going to get past Judy Show anytime soon, with Judy Show being on old tyres. So I wonder when Cam's going to make the move. Yellow flag. That is Matt Tibos. Matt Tibos getting lapped. Yeah, he's doing the right thing, even though ghosting system's on. You get distracted with ghosts on this game, even if you're being lapped. So if I were you, move out of the way anyway, because otherwise it doesn't help the leaders, as I found out last season.
Outside of Julie Show, I think he's got the car just ahead. They almost touched into the braking zone there. Julie Show slightly moves across, but no damage done on the pair of them. But Cam now up into 7th position. I tell you what, though, I think Sir Gat could get himself moved up at the pace he's going today. This is unbelievably good. I mean, this is a P1 deserve. Well, yeah, it would be a P1 deserving.
Wrong league.
D1.
Wrong league.
D1.
D1.
Yeah, D1. Sorry. So please, Larkin, please don't hurt me. I said the wrong one. It's so easy. It's so many leagues. They all get confused.
Yeah,
D,
F, T, P, E, V, T, O as well in some leagues.
There's many letters. I just into
with your
top tier 1.
With your dyslexic mind, it should be the same for like all leagues.
Everything is just 1 or 2 or 3 or 7 or 18 if you're in certain leagues that have got 18 leagues. I mean, that's saying a lot, but here in LOE we've got a lovely group of leagues. Most of them
got 4.
Yes, and they're all streamed as well, which is lovely as well. I believe they're all still being streamed today.
Yes, well. Nolan is filling in for Mark this week.
Excellent.
So, yes, because Mark is coming home from a tournament.
Yes, he is doing, I think it was darts or something.
I can't remember what it was, but he will be back in time for the D4 race later on. So, yeah, he's still racing, but he's just not commentating. So if you want to check D1 out at the moment, check that out too. But if I were you, have them simultaneously as well. Switch back between the two, find out what's going on. You know what? I'm going to do exactly the same. Find out what's going on in D1 at the moment. We've got Jerome who's leading at the moment. I believe there might be a safety car because they pitted, quite a lot of people pitted quite recently onto the mediums, or maybe it was an early undercut onto the mediums, you never know. Anyway, Ryan B, the first one of our D3 lot to go on to the set of the medium tyres. So we'll see if that helps him for the rest of this race. So we've got MCR who's just coming in into turn 2 and 3 now. And Ryan B coming out of the pit lane, so MCR will be ahead for now. So Gat's still your race leader. The ones on the hards are hoping for a late safety car, as we've got Judy Show on the set of the mediums as well. He's dropping down to a dismal P15. It's not going his way here today as well. D Morts then. Now, if you're listening, do not do what you did last week in Japan. Make sure you pit at the right time to avoid getting a puncher, because we do not want the heartbreak we saw last week with you. So if I were you, pit now. Pit right now. Go on at the end of lap 17. Pit now. Go on to the mediums. Yes, he is. Yes.
This Rory overshoots the pit lane into the wall.
He's good. He listened. You see, he's learned his mistakes from last week. 1 point to me.
Chill, and comes Connor as well. But I mean, the one thing I will say on this circuit, still haven't seen it, is anyone drop it at the pit lane exit, which is probably good.
It might be me later. Might be me later.
It might be you later on. I have got told word, by the way, that Maverick has replaced me. I'm not racing later on due to my minor sick infringement earlier on. So I've elected to let Sir Maverick take my seat. So if he doesn't win the race, I'm going to be very disappointed in him. But out comes Morts.
You want me to do well, Liam?
Yeah, well, obviously we want you to do well, honey. But we want Morts to win the race for me. That would be nice. I mean, I'd like you to win the race, but...
Maverick, you mean, not Morts, more...
No, shush. You know what I meant. Up front, Gat still leads this race by 10 seconds now. So actually 11 seconds to D Morts, who has just come out the pit lane. Right, they're now up into a net podium as things stand at this rate, but he has got Chillin Algagua behind him, as well as soon behind us Connor O'Keefe. They're all actually relatively close behind. Still no safety cars in this race. As further down the field, we of course have the poor old Matt Timmons, who's really begging for a safety car right now. If a safety car came out right now,
it won't help him anyway.
Oh, no, he's a lap down. Yeah,
it won't help him. He's a lap down.
That's how big of a gap that Sir Gat's got, that I thought he was a lap car as well. It's incredible. Jay Luke as well has got a traffic. He should be coming in the pit lane at the end of this lap. If not, he is going to gamble on for a set of soft compound tyres. Indeed, he's staying out, gambling on for a set of soft, so he might hold up a few of the cars.
Careful.
Never mind. As he loses the rear end straight away. As soon as I say he might hold up some cars, Stomper is left to the session from earlier on, but those tyres on Jay Luke are going off now. Something you've got to watch out for is turn number 4. This one here, the outside of this corner. Don't go wide here, because you will get murdered by a curb, as almost proven point, because he went wide. And started to drop the rear end. He's going to have a car around the outside. That is Cam and Jay Luke have had a bit of squabbling around in the past as well, in other tiers, but in other leagues as well. But
yesterday,
yesterday as well. And here comes Chill to take candy from a baby. Yellow flag. That is Julie Show off the road. And here comes Chill. He's going to get the pair of them up the inside. Comes Chill. Has he got the car stopped, nearly rubbing wheels with Cam. Cam's still around the outside line, and he's got the position still there, but Chill with the second bite of DRS might be able to come straight back at him then, the outside line. And the Williams helpless to defend. Here comes the McLaren behind as well of Agropo going around the outside. That's not going to work, as the AlphaTauri's still just about there, is he? Right up over the crest, up the inside he goes then. The McLaren has got that position through. Then as Jay Luke drops down yet another position, but just about keeping out of the way of holding too many people up, not letting people through too easily. So he's still fighting onwards. I reckon probably around about now would be the time to come in the pit lane if he can, but he can't. As Connor O'Keefe stuck there behind him, was thinking about giving up move, but didn't. But Jay Luke staying out, and he will be coming in soon. And that is definitely for a set of soft compound tyres. A gamble for a safety car as well, as long as he's not the one that causes it.
Yes, I've seen people gamble for a safety car, and then they're the ones who actually cause a safety car, and they're like probably regretting that they haven't pitted. As Connor O'Keefe is trying to get past Jay Luke round the outside into turn number 7. I can't remember what.
6, 7 number.
6, 7. No, there's loads of turns around this circuit. It's hard to keep up. Anyway, Connor's got past Jay Luke, so is Ryan B. That was very close from the pair of them. Oh my goodness, I almost had a heart attack there. As we've got Sorante on who's passed his teammate up to 10th place. At least they're not having a bit of a squabble at the moment, but they're on the same tyres. As we'll see who will take the advantage this time as Harry gets better straight line speed. He's not using any ERS, but he's going to try and get the overtake done anyway. He's going to go, oh, look at that! Cooler kickers coming out of nowhere. Who's trying to defend off this one?
Both Ferraris. He's just got both the Ferraris just at the space of a few corners. So that was a beautiful bit of moving there by Kicker, putting the elbow grease out, gets the pair of them, and up he goes then into 10th position. As this is the battle for the last couple of points then. Further down the field, a bit of a gap as well, as we're still waiting for Jelu to come in the pit there. But look at the amount of time he's now losing. These tyres hitting a cliff. So if there was going to be a safety car, he needs it probably now, realistically. He's got the McLaren, that's Grappo, and of course we've got the other McLaren up the road getting out of the way, and that is
yellow
Matt
flag.
That's Matt Tibos.
That was Matt Tibos moving out the way. My bad.
As I was alluding to, he's being a very hecking good boy up there. Well, down there, I guess. Up and down. He's at the front and at the rear of the field at the same time. And Connor on the move then, trying to get past Grappo, trying to get past Cam. So here we got the inside out. If I'm Cam, I'm letting Grappo go through here, and then getting a good exit through here, waiting a few seconds, now getting the DRS and coming straight back at him if you can. This is what he's trying to do. Does it work? No, he doesn't, because here comes the Mercedes trying to go around the outside as they head down in towards turn number 9. Right around the outside goes Connor O'Keefe then. Does he get the car stopped? No, he doesn't. With a good exit though, with that slight banking, goes around the outside. Cam has to take a little bit of avoiding action just to make sure there's no contact, but he gets the job done again. And now up into 5th position does come Connor. Ryan B following suit as well as up front. Gap now down to 9.1 seconds. So the gap's slowly closing now between Gat and Mort. But still, Gat has got the bit between his teeth. He is commanding this race. He's led every single lap. He is, well, been in the race, apart from the pit stops where he pitted slightly earlier. Apart from that, he has been the net race leader. Gap slowly closing down, though, as off the road goes Agripo. Remember, of course, track limits being enforced at turn number 1, so he might get himself told off for that one. As off the road, as that's the other McLaren spinning around and getting out of the way. Well, Tom, he didn't hit the wall. He was very close to it.
I think he's beached, Lee. Oh, no, he's not beached. Okay, he's all good. I thought he was beached there.
Everything's good. But here comes the Mercedes of Connor O'Keefe now on Agripo. As up the inside, he doesn't come. He's waiting for the second dose of DRS. This is what I was saying. You want to be doing around here is not trying to push the car too heavily. Just wait a few seconds. Then get the double dose of DRS out of here. And then get past, because all of a sudden you'll find that the poor car ahead has nothing to do with. Round the outside he comes. Oh, they touch down the straight a little bit there as they go into turn 7. Outside line up the inside. The McLaren's not going to give up without a fight as he's going to try and squeeze him. But out the outside, here comes Connor. Did it once on a car. We'll do it twice on a car as long as they don't touch through here. It'll all be good as Agripo thought about having a lunge up the inside. Thinks better of it. So now up into 4th position for Connor O'Keefe, who really is showing why he was a force to be reckoned with last season in D4. I said 3 again there, but of course was runner-up in D4 last season. And now doing well off the road has gone Jalen. I wonder if he's got a puncture. Rear left puncture. No. No,
he just spun. Go, Jalen, go on a set of soft tyres, my friend. Set of soft tyres. There we go. He's in.
Yeah, I thought the car looked like it was settled down on one side, so I thought he had a puncture, but it ain't
Matt Tibos is out of the race. He's retired in the pit lane. Still no safety car. Still no VSC. So these guys keeping it relatively clean, which is great to see. Ryan, who is trying to get past Guapo once again then, as he heads towards turn number 7. So here he comes then. And another yellow flag, Matt Tibos' AI, it looks like, as J-Luke is on the set of the mediums. I thought he was going to set the soft, but he is not. He thinks softs won't last realistically, but as we did with practice earlier on, I completely understand why he wanted to go for the set the mediums instead. But Ryan B then up to 5th position, doing really well. I have to say, he's been very consistent this season, performing very, very well in D3, currently sitting in P6. The only time he did not score well was he DNF'd in Silverstone, but apart from that, he got a 4th place in China, he got a podium in Japan. Looks like he's going to get another 4th place in Abu Dhabi today if he could close in. No, Conor O'Keefe's got a penalty, not Ryan.
Never mind, I'm quiet. Well, Conor O'Keefe almost dropped it immediately, but yeah, so Ryan, like you said, he's been doing well this season. Conor O'Keefe's not been doing too bad either. These drivers have been really punching above their rate for what we expect. But up front, Mort's closing in more and more right now, so it's chill. So the top 3 closing in a little bit on Gat, who I think has taken a bit of power off the front. He's just kind of cruising it a little bit, not pushing to his absolute limit, which is probably the right thing to do at this stage of the race. There's yellow flags, and that is Julie Show. That's Mr. Wowster, actually, off at turn number
and that's
2.
Julie Show that's also binned it. So both Alfa Romeos have binned it at opposite ends of the circuit.
So I said the other one had binned it, but one had binned it, but then the other one binned it at the exact same time. So does that count as me saying both binned it at the same time? Do I win?
Yes.
Excellent. Curse doesn't mean to say one, but says the other, and the other one spins. That's called a curse and a half again, as per usual. But still not a lot of action going on up front. They've kind of all stared out a little bit. They're all on different tyre compounds, all in different stages of their race. Just over 5 laps, well, it's under 5 laps to go, I think, give or take. Yeah, 5-ish to go. As well, but so gap 5.7, gap still closing. Mort's closing in a bit more. Remember, he's on that much fresher tyre compound as well compared to those hards, and he'll have a bit more grip, about half a second to a second lap. So there is no surprise it's closing. It's really about can he manage these tyres to the end of the race, and if he does get close enough, can he get past? As it's looking right now, I would say Gat has got the initiatives and he has got the gap for the time being, but he has to not rest on his laurels.
Yes, he's pretty much got to be aware of the gap between himself and Dean Morts, because you never know, there could be a penalty, there may be warnings that they have under their name at the moment, so they've got to be careful with the curbs, because it could unsettle the car too badly, to be honest. So Gat can't become complacent. We all know what happened last week in Japan when he was a bit too complacent and he spun. So, but we'll have to wait and see. Still a long way to go, even though there's a few laps left. And in about a few laps' time, we will get to the point where it's impossible to call a safety car. But we've seen in Abu Dhabi, I think a few seasons ago, when I was commentating with someone, commentators, that it was a 1-lap shootout at the end, believe it or not. I thought it didn't happen on this on the last game, but it did, and it was electrifying, and it was a championship decider, and it was fun. But it's not the championship decider this time, but we're seeing some battles nonetheless, which is great to see. As 1 lap 26 now, as Ryan B closing in on Conor O'Keefe just a little bit more. Only 3 drivers picking up penalties. We've got Conor O'Keefe, Harry, and Bowter. Oh yeah, Judy Show, but people inside the top 12, we got 3. So yes, so that kind of counts at the end of the day. So when will these memes start to die once again? We'll watch on board with Guapo in 6th place as he closes in on Ryan B. Don't forget, my tyres gave up the ghost in our little session around about 9 laps. So I wonder if this is the case for these drivers. It may be down to my setup. But Harry, he's on the soft compounder tyres. Interesting, as he comes out of the pit lane, trying to go for fastest lap, I presume. Well, he's got nothing to lose at the end of the day, as long as the AlphaTauri doesn't try and get past him. AlphaTauri in 13th, that's what I was trying to refer to. But yes, to be honest, he was in 11th anyway, I believe. So he had the gap, he had nothing to lose. So you thought, you know what, why not? Go for that extra point for fastest lap inside the top 12. As, Ryan B is catching up to Conor O'Keefe, so Conor O'Keefe is struggling there in that Mercedes. Gap now up front, 3.9. So D Morse is definitely going for that race victory. I wonder if he's pushing a little bit too much, though, in that Aston Martin. But again, we'll have to wait and see how this race progresses. But Gat is going to hope that nothing else happens, which is bad, to him at this moment in time. But at the moment he's doing A-OK so far, and this is going to be looking very close to the championship at the moment coming into this race. So Gat is currently sitting in P5 with 31 points. Obviously got that win in Silverstone, which got 25 points, and then he got 6 points in Japan, which totals up to 31 points. A yellow flag, that is a Haas, and that is a Letty that has gone off on in turn 9. Again, it comes back to bite you if you spin like that, and he's only been on those tyres for 8 laps, so I'm a bit worried for D-Morts and Chill and Connor O'Keefe right now that they might go into a bit of a spin later on, but again, we will have to wait and see. Now, let us know what your drive of the day is in the chat. We'll be picking some very, very soon as Saronte gets past MCR in that Ferrari. So Saronte up into 9th place. He's had a solid race so far. A very good comeback for him in that Ferrari, so I think he would take that. He's only sitting on 3 points at the moment, and it looks like he'll get 4 points. Aledi has retired in the pit lane. So, yeah, that is his race done and dusted. I'm annoyed that he didn't go into, he didn't carry on, but for the first time in a while, Liam, in D3, we have had no safety cars, no virtual. So, bravo to everybody in D3. We've had no safety cars, which is surprising in Abu Dhabi, but I'm a bit worried for people that have got the red fuel line because they were hoping for a safety car. It hasn't happened. They got to do a bit of fuel saving, Liam.
Yeah, only one, of course. That's YHYY with the fuel saving icon. So he's the only one that is struggling on that. But again, 2.8 seconds now, the gap between first and second position. That gap still closing down a little bit by little bit, but as rate goes, it should be enough for Sergat unless something drastically terrible happens to him. But he is just maintaining this gap, just maintaining his pace. He knows what he needs to do right now. Mort pushing to his absolute limit as he's got it down to 3 as first up of this race goes to Harry, unsurprisingly there on that sort of soft compound tyres. He had nothing to lose, and he's just going for some points as well. J-Luke into the pits as well as YHYY. I wonder if they're going to try and set a softs and see if they can snatch it back at the death of it. But let's see what they can do as you head down into the back end of the circuit. Yeah, double stack for them, but it won't hurt them too much. They're getting rid of the penalties, and they'll be lapped if they're not too careful as well. I think they will be lapped, actually.
I think they might, so they may not have chance to set the fastest lap, but we'll have to wait and see. But we're on the final lap now, as it looks like one of the AlphaTauris is A-OK.
YH will be lapped.
Yeah, J-Luke was fine, but that was because he was the first one to pit, I believe. So YHYY won't have a chance to go for that fastest lap, unfortunately, whereas J-Luke will have that extra lap, luckily, as long as Gat doesn't close in on him in the next lap, well, next half a lap, I should say. 2.2 is the gap between D-Morts and Gat. I don't think is going to be enough for D-Morts to challenge for the win, but at least he has not got a puncher, so he's going to carry on his merry way, and he'll pretty much take that result, I think, going in his way, going his favour. He got close to pole, but Gat was pretty much on another level today. He was outshining everybody as well. His pace, especially at the first half of the race, was absolutely electric, and he's kept the lead pretty much for the entirety of the race as he heads towards turn 9 now. Gap now 2.12 seconds. Will he get under 2 seconds? I don't think so. So I think Sergat has done just about enough to keep it on his car under control. But Sergat navigating through the last few corners, Liam.
Yeah, through the last 2 corners he will come then, and Sergat, who's led every single lap in this race up to the line and will win here in Abu Dhabi. A Division 1 performance then for him as Mort's crossed the line in P2. And then behind him, Chill in 3rd. Connor O'Keefe will cross the line in 4th. Just done. He'll be 5th, actually. I think Ryan will get ahead of him, as well as Grappo and maybe Cam as well. No, he doesn't get a pass by Cam then. So Cam 7th, Kicker down in 8th. Saronte squirms up to the line in 9th as MCR. 10th, Hannah Ring. With the penalties as well. Hannah Ring will be 11th. We are waiting for, I believe, J-Luke will be the last car to cross the line in a little bit of time. He is all the way down at the exit of the chicane. But here comes Hannah Ring through the last couple of corners as well. He has the fastest lap of this race. However, will it stay the fastest lap of this race? As J-Luke pushing onwards then, right on board then with the car as Mr. Rouse has actually spun it at the last corner. Across the line he comes, as I'll duly show, and then we're waiting on J. Luke as he comes then through the last couple of corners. Up on the power as he comes through then. It was a purple, and it's a purple sector yet again as he pushes the car to its limit. Is it enough to get himself the fast lap of this race? He's used all the deployment it's physically possible through the last corner. Can he get the fast lap of this race on the final lap? The answer to that, yes he can.
I think he took that risk and he wanted a bit of glory points at the end of the day, which worked well in his favour there. But clean race for, I think, all involved. Cam getting driver of the day. Don't forget he started quite low. But yeah, clean race from all involved. I think there was a bit of carnage near the beginning of the race. But apart from that, everyone seemed to be doing their job out there. And obviously Sir Gat doing the favours there and showing off his form that he showed in Silverstone as well. He does have the pace to beat championship favourites coming into next week. Now I need to remember what track we are racing. Monaco. Oh God, yeah, it is Monaco next week. That's going to be fun to commentate. I'm excited to commentate around Monaco, to be fair. I'm not looking forward to racing it, but I always like commentating Monaco. It's always brings a bit of carnage, but there's a lot of really risky battles. But we will go. We've got 3 different constructors. We've got a Mercedes, we've got an Aston Martin, and we've got a Red Bull. So there we go. So Sir Gat then wins from D Mort. So we've got Chill in 3rd, Ryan B in 4th, Guapo in 5th, Connor O'Keefe 6th, Cam in 7th, Corley Kicker 8th, MCR 9th, Sobonte rounds up your top 10. Then we got Harry in 11th, Mr. Velter gets your final point. J-Lu gets the fastest lap, but won't get the point for that, unfortunately. Judy Show in 14th, Wisewell Y in 15th, 1 lap down. Leddy is still classified, according to the game, but your retirements all in the pit lane. Matt Tibos, Stomper, and Damon. So that has been your Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and to be honest, I enjoyed it. And Liam, you survived. Bravo.
Yeah. There we go. We're better now, a little bit. So there we go. Just I think the lights, and I hadn't eaten a lot all day, so I'm feeling a bit better now. So that's all good to see. But yeah, a fascinating little race.
Yeah, and I think I need to double check if because I remember the last time we raced around Monaco, at least our D5 race, which was what we was at the time, we raced in the night time. So hopefully we'll race in the night time next week.
I hope not. If I hope it doesn't race at night time.
But we'll have to wait and see. But Liam, you may as well interview a certain Mr. Chill who is in the rating room. So I'll drag him in for you.
Oh, I'm doing the interviews.
Yes, you are, because I did it last week.
I can't remember what to say now. Oh, you've put me on the spot. I hate when you put me on the spot. Chill. Hello.
Hello.
So, yes, I've got to do an interview, and I forgot I wasn't thinking about questions. So, how's life?
Yeah, good. One thing I just want to mention, actually. You know when Kicker, the other Aston, went round the penultimate?
Yes.
What happened was the Aston swapped places on one of the back straights on that same lap. Then since then, Kicker was like backing me up, trying to get a gap for his teammate. And we get to the penultimate. In quali, it's flat. In the race, like, fair enough, you don't take it flat. You can lift off. Because at the end, on those mediums, I was only doing a little lift off and still making it fine. Halfway through that, it's like he just brakes, and I just have to tap him on the back because he's just completely stopped in front of me trying to get his teammate a gap.
Well, that explains that one. So, a controversial incident in Abu Dhabi. Well, I've seen that a few places. But apart from that, how did your race go generally, Lo?
Oh, that was extremely boring.
There we go. Obviously, no safety cars. A few incidents. A lot of people spinning it as well. Were you unsurprised to see the amount of cars making mistakes?
I've heard it's very tough to keep on the road around here. I think I only had like 1 or 2 minor wobbles, but I can understand there being quite a few people going around.
Indeed. Jess, have you got any questions to our dear friend?
Yes, another consistent result for you, Cho. We head to Monaco next week. If you are racing next week, which might be likely, how are you feeling about that? You're probably hoping you're not going to race around there.
Yeah, I'm hoping no one has to drop out for that one, actually, funny enough. But no, awful track. I don't know why it gets on the calendar. I don't care if it wasn't on the last one. It's just awful. It's awful to watch. It's awful to drive. It's just no.
Fair enough.
So who else have we got then that we can drag in? Anyone else want to come and say hello? No.
I don't think anyone else wants to speak to us, Liam.
They're so mean. They don't want to speak to us.
No, which is a bit of a shame, isn't it? But it happens.
Offside, chill. I didn't curse you.
I think none of us did. I think probably
I cursed the other Alpine. So you're lucky.
Yeah, make sure to get out that car.
Yeah,
don't get that car.
Yeah, I think you did the right thing there. But we may as well wrap things up here, Liam, for the stream. But thank you for watching League of Europe Division 3. Don't forget, make sure you like this video, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell if you are new. Also follow us on Twitter at League of Europe. Also follow us on our socials as well. And don't forget, in around about, I'm trying to do the maths, 20 minutes time. I did it correctly there. We've got Division 2 and Division 4 that will be racing around Abu Dhabi. So you can go and watch that. I think it's Verstappen on his own doing D4 comms tonight. And D2, I'm trying to remember who's in the commentary box. I know it's J. Cole, but I can't remember who's using... no, it's not Philippe. It's not known. It's Killer. There we go. It's J. Cole and Killer who are in the comms box for D2. So yeah, thank you for watching. See you next week. For myself and Evil, take care, stay safe, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye bye.